Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I missed you guys. For those of you tuning in for the very first time, my name is Renee, and thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to the show. So I went ahead and tried to do something really creative here. I was still somewhat wanting to do like dark tones because I kind of missed it, and I was craving it as well. So without further ado, I'm gonna quit rambling on. Enjoy the show and let me know what you guys think. I went ahead and primed my face with the Nivea for Men for sensitive skin. And use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the color Taupe. I went ahead and carved out my eyebrows with the LA Girl Pro Concealer and the color Light Ivory. And then if you can see like this little thing here, I went ahead and put tape on the side here as well. And the palette that we're going to be going into today would be the Sultry palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. The color that we're going to be going in with is Birch right over here. The brush that we will be using is the Morphe M573 brush. Alright, so I dipped the brush into the color, and then what I'm doing right now, and I also dusted it off, and I'm just going back and forth, windshield wiper motions, and I'm doing like little circles as well. This is going to be the start of our transitioning color, and we just want to make it look really pretty. And we're going to darken it a little bit, but step by step. I just want to blend this out really beautifully first. And this is a really good color. Like if you want to go super natural, just wear this across like your lids with like a really pretty liner, and you guys will be good to go. So what I went ahead and did, I dipped the brush into the palette, I dusted it off, and then I'm just doing the same technique all over again because I definitely wanted to match with the right eye and also build her up at the same time. So I hope that you guys can see this. I know, I feel like I'm a little far away. Next color that we're going to be going in with is Twig right over here. The brush that I'm using is a Morphe M330 brush. Right, so I dipped the brush into the palette, and then same technique that we usually go by. We're going to be doing the windshield wiper motion. And then we're also doing little circles to blend it all out, and that way, since we're having another color, a darker color on here, or another color, however you want to, reference to it, we're just creating that gradient. So that way you can see it all like blended, really pretty. It takes some work, so just please be patient with this, you guys. And just believe in yourself and believe in the process that you're gonna get through it. And always trust yourself. Do not give up on yourself, okay? So we're just gonna keep blending. So I did the right eye off camera as I usually do it, and I accidentally started on the left. That's why you see it a little bit harsh right now. I'm going in with this color right over here. I don't know how to pronounce that name in the palette, and I do not want to butcher it. The brush that I'm going to be using is the Morphe M441 brush. And I'm trying to get a good position here. I didn't, I didn't dip the color to the palette. I guess I dusted off, and I'm just using the leftover of the brush. And what we're doing is just windshield wiper motion and also little circles just to be blending this out here. And also because I accidentally went ahead and started off camera by mistake, you guys. Sometimes you just get into it. And blending is really relaxing. And it's hard work, but it's relaxing. Just keep doing little circles, you guys. Next color that we're going to be going in with is Slate right over here. And the brush that I'm using is the Morphe M433 brush. So I dip the brush into the palette and I'm just like packing her on here. And then as I'm packing it on, I'm doing little circular motions. And just be patient with this, you guys, or have patience with this. You can definitely do it. It just takes a lot of time with the blending. And if you're someone that's like really neat, you're definitely gonna love this process. And I'm building her up, so I went ahead and did the brush back into the palette so I could just build her up. And it's okay if it's like more than the lid than what you wanted, because we're gonna be cutting the crease anyways. Just please be patient with this, you guys. Alright, so off camera, as you can see, I went ahead and cut the crease. I cut the crease using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Flat White Corrector. I feel like this is the best to cut creases. And then I used a packer brush that looks like this to help me create the the cut crease. The brush is a Morphe M167 brush. Next color that we're gonna be going in with is Ember right over here. The brush that we're gonna be using is a Sigma Eye Shading E55 brush. I have a discount code. I'm gonna link it down below, and you can get pretty much anything 10% off site-wide. Okay, so I dipped the brush into the color or the palette, and then I am not dusting it off. I'm just packing the color on here and over here. I dip the brush back into the palette one more time because I just want, since it's already wet, I'm just taking advantage of the fact that it's already wet. And yeah, we're going to be creating this little gradient. You see it a little messy, that's perfectly fine. That's because I was blending it out. We're going to be going back in to correct all this. Alright, I dipped the brush back into the palette for the third time. And there you have it. Okay, so next color that we're going to be going in with is Rose Quartz right over here. And then the brush that I'm going to be using is a Sigma Large Shader E60 brush. I have a discount code, so I'm going to link it down below. You guys are more than welcome to use it to save money. I want to help you guys save money, and once you use that code, it's going to be 10% off anything site-wide. Alright, so I dipped the brush into the palette and I'm just packing it on. I did not dust off anything. And then I dipped it again into the palette because I just wanted to create not to create, but I just want to pack it on there pretty much. And just keep packing it in there, and just and at the same time, of course, be very gentle to your eye, and be careful with the cut crease as well. And then what I'm gonna do right now is just from here, like kind of blend it, but like that, going that way, because you want to create that gradient here. I'm gonna look like, even though we're packing it on there, we're gonna be blending her out. And it's okay if it's not perfect, you guys. We're gonna be going back in anyway. Alright, so just like blend it out, make it look even on both eyes, and just take your time with it. So for eyeliner, as you can see here, I went ahead and used the Epic Ink eyeliner from NYX in black. And for my upper waterline, I went ahead and used the the retractable eyeliner in brown. And then for the bottom waterline, I went ahead and used the retractable eyeliner in white. For lashes, I'm going to go ahead and use the Lily Lashes in the style Boston. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Glow in the color Bronzed. I like squeezed out two little things. A little bit goes a long way with this, and I'm gonna be spreading it with my fingers, but also please be careful around the eye area. First of all, because I don't want you guys getting anything in your eye like I usually do, and two, I don't want you guys ruining the hard work that you had already done. I'm going to be going in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Hydrating Foundation in the color 190. I put one pump on each face, or on each side of my face is what I meant to say. And then I'm going to be grabbing the Juno & Co Beauty Blender. It's like velvet. It spreads really nice, really evenly, and she works best when she's wet. So I do recommend you using this wet. So a lot has happened. When I was doing the cream contour, I forgot to record it. So the moment that I put it on, I went ahead and started blending. I used the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Medium Bisque for the cream contour. And I went ahead and used the Juno & Co. Same beauty blender, wet, blended it all together. And then for powder contour, I went ahead and used the Morphe 8L palette. I use these colors right over here. I think this is this is Donut. I think this is Debutante. I forgot the color names, but these are the two that I use. The brush that I use for the powder contour is the Morphe M572 brush. It looks a little something like this, super cute. Last but not least, I went ahead and used the Morphe setting powder in the color Banana, and I applied it with the same beauty blender. I usually leave this on around 4 to 2 minutes. I'm a greasy person, I'm very oily, and also especially in the forehead area, I put it in the forehead. It's just, my skin is really oily, and I put it on the sides of my nose, underneath my eyes, because I tend to crease there a lot. Also on my cheeks, but I went a little bit higher because I have really big cheeks, and I want to also create that angle and also look really chiseled as well. Alright, so I went ahead and dusted everything off. Okay, so next color that we're going to be going in with is Dystopian and Teak right over here. And the brush that I'm going to be using is the Morphe E18 brush. Alright, so we're just going to be creating our own colors here, and I just want to make sure that you guys are able to see this. I just blend it out. Try not to get it in your eye because I went ahead and did that already. Next color that we're going to be going in with is Steampunk right over here. The brush that I'm going to be using is the Sigma Pencil E30 brush. I have a code, I'm going to link it down below. You're able to get 10% off site-wide, and I just want to help you guys save money. And I dipped the brush into the palette. I'm not dusting it off, and I'm just like blending it little circles. As you can see here, super pretty, pigmented as well. And then with the excess, I'm just going to be dragging it across here, like underneath the brow area. Alright, so I'm going to be going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit and the Sun Dipped Glow Kit palette. And I'm going to be using these two colors, Summer and Tourmaline, right over here. And the brush that I will be using is the Morphe M441 brush. You can use any type of blending brush, I just prefer to use this. Alright, so I dipped the brush into the palette. I'm not dusting it off because well, I prefer my highlighters glowy. So I'm just dragging it across here. And then little circles. And I'm doing the same thing, but on like my temple area and my forehead area, like that. I'm going to be doing it on my Cupid's bow, my chin. Alright, next I'm grabbing the Morphe M431 brush. And I'm just putting it on top, back and forth here. Then with the excess of the other brush that we were using, the Morphe M441 brush or any other brush that you have in handy, it has the leftover product from when we did the highlights. I'm not dipping it back in. What I'm doing right now is just putting it lightly up and down my nose here, and then I'm gonna be doing like on the tip of my nose here as well. Okay, so this is the final outcome. So for the lips, I went ahead and used the Anastasia Beverly Hills in the color Pure Hollywood. I usually do my lips off camera because usually when it comes to lips, I am super indecisive, and I feel like some colors don't complement my skin tone well. So that's why I take forever, and I know how to put it on camera if that's what y'all are thinking, but I usually do it off camera. But yeah, this is the final outcome. This is the final look. Now, just always remember to believe in yourself, trust the process, always trust yourself, do things for yourself, okay? And please don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and don't forget like the little notification button as well, so you guys can get notified every time I get a new video. And on top of that, always put yourself first, love yourself, and this concludes the video, so see you guys next time.